with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
To the ranking of the division, the NFC South.
Okay.
Yeah. Now each team has their own flaws. Major flaws, really. With the Saints, it comes down to the quarterback. For me, it just comes down to the quarterback. And will he play well? I don't think so. When it goes to the Carolina Panthers, I just think they're still lacking talent. You have a new head coach. And the defense, I mean, they lost Brian Burns. So the D line, there's some question mark there. When you look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, when you lose a guy like Dave Canales, who really resurrected Baker Mayfield's career, I expect a regression. Defensively, they're still pretty good, but I think the cornerbacks are left. It's a little regression there. I look at the Falcons. I think they regress defensively, but I think they're going to be extremely better offensively. I'll go with the Falcons at number 1. I just think you bring in Kirk Cousins, you invest all that money, you bring in Raheem Morris and Zach Robinson from the Rams. I expect this team to turn it around. Number 2 on my list, I'm going to go with the Saints. I think from just the trenches, offensively and defensively, they are the best. Although Dennis Allen isn't the greatest coach in the world, I just think they're too talented not to be number 2, at least number 2 on this list. Number 3, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They could always be last, honestly. But I just think their roster is too talented as well. Although Todd Bowles is the head coach, Baker Mayfield, he's a respectable QB. They still have Mike Evans. They drafted the wide receiver out of Washington. They have Chris Godwin that's going to be in the slot. They have a decent offensive line. The defense, they still have some dudes on that defense, albeit the secondary is a question mark at times. And the linebacking core has regressed. I'm going to put them in number 3, and then number 4, I'm going to go with the Carolina Panthers. But I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lot of reshuffling in the division. Even what I'm saying right now, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm completely wrong in my prediction of the division. But that's how I look at it for right now.
Okay. I'm kind of flip-flopping between my number 1 and 2. Like, I want to put the Falcons at 1, but brand new coaching staff. Not that it really matters. We've seen what the Texans were able to do with a whole new staff last year. But that defense is a bit concerning.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Don't know if they'll be able to replicate what they did last year with the old regime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm looking at, like, you know what? I'm going to do it. My number 1 team for my division winner, I'm going with the Buccaneers again. I'm going with the Buccaneers. I think top to bottom, the defense is better than me top to bottom. They have guys like the Antoine Winfield. They got the Vita Veas. They got the young guys expected to make a leap on that defense. The Kalijah Kansas, Yaya Diaby, you know, those type of dudes. And they honestly had a pretty solid draft as well. So the offensive line is going to keep Baker clean. So there shouldn't be many mistakes being made, not seeing things well, having to worry about pressure all the time. I think I like the Buccaneers. You know, they did get a new offensive coordinator. I believe he came from college. He coached at Kentucky. I'm not sure what his offensive scheme or philosophy is.
Yeah.
But it probably wouldn't be too
Different.
Wait, yeah. Wait, why did what?
Oh,
what
what he was on. Hey, so just to let you know,
okay.
to help your argument, he was the offensive coordinator for the Los Angeles Rams one year.
Ah, okay. Okay. Interesting. What year was that?
2022, 2023.
The year they won the Super Bowl.
Nah. They didn't win the Super Bowl 2022, 2023. I think they were bad. They may have been bad that year.
The
That was the
Rams?
year. Yeah, because remember, Matthew Stafford, I think it was
Oh,
the elbow
22 to
injury.
23.
Yeah, 22,
Oh, okay,
23.
okay. I thought you meant okay. I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha,
he was
gotcha.
with Kentucky. He was with Kentucky in 23,
Yeah.
but in 22 he was with the Rams for that 1 year. So just to let you know.
Interesting. Well, either
Yeah.
regardless though, so he's familiar with Baker. Wasn't Baker on that
Yeah,
team?
he's with the Rams. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's familiar with Baker, so he should know his strengths, weaknesses, what he's good at, what he's not good at. So I like the Buccaneers to win the division. So for 2, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. You know, Kirk Cousins, which is a huge upgrade at the QB position for that team, and the offense should be firing on all cylinders. If the defense could just, if they could play bend but don't break defense, I can see them winning the division personally. But I'm gonna just go
Yeah.
with I just like the Buccaneers better top to bottom, and they didn't lose. They lost to Devin White, but like Devin White is he's a Levant.
Right. He's not.
Like, respectfully. His Devin White's best ability is running fast. That's about it. I've seen too many clips, too much film of him not being good in coverage, running to the wrong gaps. It's just no. Yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons. I like their roster on offense specifically. They have some dudes on defense. You know, I always got Jesse Bates, AJ Terrell. Richie Grant isn't terrible. Mike Hughes, he's all right. He's serviceable. Troy Anderson, you know, like these are dudes that these like depth guys in my opinion.
Yeah.
Grady Jarrett is still nice.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with Zach Harrison.
Yeah.
Mostly, it's just banking on the offense to play like an actual NFL offense. Really, because they got way too many weapons on this team to not produce on that side of the ball. And then for 3, I'm gonna go with the Saints. The Saints is just I can't trust Dennis Allen personally. He has done them no favors, even though they have like dudes. It's just this Dennis Allen and freaking Derek Carr. I mean, I wouldn't put my vote of confidence in them dudes. I'll tell you that much. I just said there are a coaching change and a QB change away from running the NFC South Division, personally. And then last but not least, obviously Carolina Panthers. I'm not expecting them to do super great or anything like that. I expect them to make improvement. You know, this is a new head coach. I'm not sure about the DC and the offensive coordinator. I think those might be new too, actually. Yeah, so we're just looking for improvement with the Panthers. See how these young guys perform and things of that nature.
Yeah, I might. You know what? You convinced me. I'm definitely going to change up my picks a little bit. I think the Falcons. I'm all about the trenches. I'm all about what team has the best trenches, and I look at the Falcons, and I don't know. I think they'll probably finish second, like you predict. So I'll probably go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as well. I just think from top to bottom, they have the better overall team. You still have to go with the better overall team, despite the fact that this division is relatively weak. And then, Baker Mayfield, he's serviceable. And then just finding out that the offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he was previously with the Rams. So he'll probably take some schemes from the Rams and implement that to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, since Baker Mayfield is already pretty familiar with that terminology and everything like that, with some of the schematics. It's just looking at
And
just
also
looking at the
continuity reasons. Like Baker already has chemistry with all his guys compared to like Kirk Cousins coming in first year, coming off an injury as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be much more of a ramp up process as far as, you know, chemistry goes throughout the season. Whereas Baker Mayfield, they may be firing on all cylinders day one.
Yeah, and just looking at the new offensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he did pretty well for the for Kentucky. And I think he said in 2021 they were like ranked 5th in scoring. So and 8th in total offense. I think this was when they had Will Levis. So yeah, man. I mean, he's pretty solid for them. So I think he'll do a good job for Baker Mayfield. I don't know if it'll be the same level as when the Buccaneers had Dave Canales, but I think just the simple fact that a lot of the same concepts from the Rams will be incorporated to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's just what I expect. If you're going to be offensive coordinator for a year under Sean McVay, I expect that same person to bring some of those concepts to the next team that he'll be a part of. So that's what I expect. And yeah, I think Tampa Bay will be 1. I think Falcons will be 2. I think Saints 3 and Carolina Panthers 4. So those are our rankings for the NFC South. I already know people are going to say, oh, you guys don't know what you're talking about.
Just let me be.